Hello everybody and welcome back once again to my channel. It has officially been a little over 4 years since I last posted in my channel. So today I decided to come in my greenhouse and grab a couple things and make a quick video for y'all. And to be honest, this is my third attempt at recording this video. So I'm trying it again to see how it goes this time. On today's video, I am going to be potting up some plants that I've had laying around in my greenhouse for a week or two. And here they are. They're mostly Astrophytum, Myriostigma, Asterias. Like I said, this is my third time trying to record this video, so I have already potted some up, which I already have. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to focus. I did pot up a couple of them and I have them off to the side. Here they are. So the whole idea of me recording a video today was to do a story time as of where I've been in the last 4 years. But as I was recording it in the last couple of days, I just didn't make sense in my head. I just kept repeating the same things. So I decided to discard that. And I'm just gonna do a quick repot. I'm just gonna do a quick video of me potting up some plants, like I said. But just to kind of give you a quick update of where I've been in the last 4 years, as some of you may already know, I'm from Laredo, Texas, a small border town on the US and Mexico border. Born and raised there, lived there my whole life, and then I moved to Houston, Texas. Lived there for about 3 years, had a job, bought my first car. From there, I moved to North Carolina, which is where I'm currently living right now. I have a full-time job and I am now doing plants again as a hobby. I had told myself when I moved out of Laredo, I had told myself I wasn't going to be collecting or doing plants no more because they're just very time consuming. It's a lot. Well, for me it was a lot at that time, but I gave in again and here I am. So yeah, I do have my cactus and succulent soil mix that I prepared earlier. So these are plants that I ordered off of, hold on. These are plants that I ordered off of Palm Street. If you don't know what Palm Street is a app where you can purchase plants and get them shipped to your house. I have been obsessed with it lately, so that's where most of my plants are coming from. And the reason why I haven't potted these up is because they came in with little to no roots. So I left these underneath one of my greenhouse tables so they can grow new roots. As you can kind of, let me see if I can get it to focus. Those little itty bitty yellow tips that look like little maggots coming out, those are new roots growing. And I might can find a better example. Hold on. Here's another one. I don't know if you can see at the tip, those little two knob looking things are new roots that are starting to come out. So these have been sitting in my greenhouse for the last, I know I said week or two, but it's probably been longer than that. It doesn't want to focus. There it is. So I got those. Those are Astrophytum Asterias Super Kabuto. This is an Astrophytum Myriostigma Nudum Kiko, I think. Here is a variegated one. This is an Astrophytum Myriostigma Coahuilens, I believe. So yeah, and And as I'm recording this, I have only, if I could show you I would, but I probably won't. I made a really quick hanging swing thing where I have my phone on. I don't have a tripod. I will be getting one pretty soon if I'm gonna start doing these videos again. So that's why you're getting this top view angle instead of a side view. But I will be getting a tripod pretty soon. For these, I do add a layer of gravel at the bottom of the pot, and that is just to add I guess extra drainage. That way there is no, for one, so that the soil doesn't wash out the pot, and that way it helps the water drain out a little bit faster. I had to stop because one of the dogs was barking. So like I was saying, yeah, I do add a layer of gravel for extra drainage, and that the soil doesn't wash out whenever I'm watering. And then I add my soil mix, and then I just go ahead and plop in the plant. And I don't water these for a week or two, mostly because since it's still developing roots, and well, in other words, it doesn't have any roots at all, it's barely growing them back. I don't want to well, what you don't want to do is just water it right now and then it cause it to rot and die. And I will show you an example of one that happened like that. So here is one that I guess watered too much, or I don't know. It already had a small root system, and I've only watered it once, and then all of a sudden it just gave out, and then there's nothing left but the husk. So I will be discarding of this guy. These tend to rot from the inside out, and then you won't notice until it's too late. So that's what happened with this one. But yeah, like I said, I won't be watering any of the ones that I'm potting up today. I'll give them a week, maybe two, and then I'll give them a light water. I did have one of my friends ask me why I stopped posting videos, and I guess the main reason was because back then I did have 2 to 3 part-time jobs, so that alone kept me busy most of the time. And then just the part of having to record and edit the videos, that to me was very time consuming. So that's probably the main reason as far as to why I stopped recording. And then again, I did move, like I said, I moved out of my hometown, moved to Houston, and then for those who have moved from one city to another, it's a lot. Having to settle in, get a new job, and all that stuff. But now that I've been living here in North Carolina for about a year now, I've kind of settled in to the point where I can, I guess, have the time to start doing this again on the weekends. So here's this one. During the time that I lived in Houston, I did not collect plants. Well, I did, but it wasn't as bad as it was back in my hometown. During the time that I lived in Houston, I worked for a plant company, a indoor house plant company. So that consisted of us taking care of house plants for office spaces, hospitals, clinics, banks, stuff like that. So the company would lease plants to all these places, and we were in charge of going in and watering the plants, taking care of them, stuff like that. So during that time, I did get a couple house plants, just the basic stuff like pothos, philodendrons, stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. And then space was another issue. Where I lived in Houston, I did not have as much space that allowed me to have as many plants outside. But I did, like I said, I did have a couple house plants inside. But now that I've here where I'm living in North Carolina, the property is about 6 to 7 acres. There's a pond, so I gave in and got myself a 10 by 20 tunnel greenhouse, which is what I'm currently in, which is what I'm currently in, and I'm housing all my plants. But this time around, I am going to try to stick to cactus only for the most part, specifically astrophytums. Most of the plants that I have right now, like I mentioned earlier, came from either Palm Street, mostly Palm Street. That's where I've been getting all my plants from. If you guys haven't already, you should go check it out. There are some incredible sellers on the app. Later on, I will be, if I can, I will be doing some videos of me purchasing stuff on their auctions and stuff. But for now, this is all I'm gonna do. It's just a quick story time of me sharing with you guys where I've been these past couple years. And I decided to record this video today because today has been one of the coolest days this summer. It is currently 80 degrees in the greenhouse. Last couple of days it's been close to 100. It's just too hot, even though I do have a shade cloth over my greenhouse. So today it is still early in the day and it feels cool. It's not as hot as it usually is. Here's this one. I'm having to have my camera focus every so often. But there's that one. I'm now going to be doing some of the bigger ones, and it's going to be the same process. Put some gravel at the bottom. There's the gravel. This one, it is barely showing signs of new root growth. You can kind of barely even see it, but there's some little itty bitty nubs coming out right there. I don't know if you can see, if my camera is even focusing, I can't really tell. But it should be fine. Here's this one. Let me go ahead and move some of these a little further back, that way they're out of the frame, because I think that every time I zoom in and out it keeps focusing on that or whatever's closest to it. And let me go ahead and fix that real quick. Okay, hopefully that'll fix it, and if it doesn't, I will just keep adjusting it manually. So here's this one. Astrophyta Myriostigma nudum, or nudum, however you pronounce it. But this is a variegated one. Okay, so it is 7 hours later. I did have to stop recording earlier because I got busy with other stuff around the house. But here I am back. I'm gonna pick up where I left off. Next one is this one. I think I put too much soil in it. Hold on. Next one is this one. Next one is a big one. For my bigger pots like this, I think this is a 4 1/4 inch square pot. I do put some pieces of mulch at the bottom just so that it can cover the hose, the drainage hose of the pot. And then on top of this, I add the gravel. And then I proceed to put the soil. And this one is an Astrophyta Myriostigma and Trichostatum, meaning it's got three ribs. Well, it's a 4th one now, so a Quadricostatum, I think. It's a big one. It's got some nice roots. And I do apologize for the bad angle. Like I said, I don't have a tripod. I currently have my phone suspended or hanging with some strings off of the roof of my greenhouse. I will be getting a tripod later on so that I can record videos a little bit better with better angles, because this top view is not it. So there it is. I'll be showing you a little bit better once I get done with all this. A better view of all of them. So here's this one. Gonna put it off to the side. Lastly, I have this Astrophyta Myriostigma nudum fukuryu, I think that's what it's called. And for this one, I will be discarding of the old soil mix that it comes in, which is not bad soil, I just prefer using my own mix. So I'll take off as much as I can without damaging much of the roots. So right here is about fine. And then this, like I said, I will be discarding it, or just throwing it out in the garden. This one should be fine in a small pot, yeah. And I did switch over. I no longer use terracotta pots. I did switch over to all plastic. And these are the 3 sizes that I use the most. 2 1/4, I think. 2 1/2, 2 1/4 inch. 3 1/4, and 4 1/4. So this is the one that I use for my smaller plants, such as this or these from earlier. These are for my medium-sized plants, and then this for, of course, for my larger plants, like this one that I did pot up on my first attempt at this video. So yeah. And these pots, I ordered them off of eBay. There's a really nice seller on eBay. I can probably link it down below if y'all like. Gravel. Well, no, actually, it's big enough that it'll probably end up consuming this whole pot, because these plants do grow quite fast, in my opinion. So I'm going to be using a 3 1/4 instead. That way it'll have enough space for it to keep growing. Like that. And it is getting dark. Like I said, I did have to stop recording because I had some other stuff to do around the house. So it is now currently 7 p.m. here, I think, East Coast time. So sun has gone down and it's getting a little bit dark. So I'll be wrapping this up real soon. So here's this one. Okay, so that was all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all of them forward so that I can give you a better view. Okay, so here they are. Hold on, let me see if I can. There it is. Well, I won't be able to get all of them in one frame, but let me get my phone off the swing. Let me put y'all back on the swing. And like I said, I do apologize. I will be getting a tripod sometime soon. But yeah, that pretty much concludes today's video. I mean, nothing special, just me potting up some plants and kind of giving you a backstory as to where I've been in the last 4 years. I do appreciate you all joining in and just checking my videos out. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and leave a comment, share, whatever y'all want to do. I will try to upkeep and post at least once every 2 weeks, maybe twice a month. I mean, whenever I have the time and whenever I have something to show y'all, I'll keep posting. But for today, this is it. Like I said, thank y'all so much and see you on the next one.